Part 2 of Crisis on Infinite Earths was even bigger than the first, and we're here to discuss all the best moments. I'm Laura Prudhomme, and I'm here with Jesse Shadeen and Lauren Galloway, and we're talking full spoilers for the Batwoman episode of Crisis, so this is your final warning. Let's jump into it, guys. Oliver's back already.
Thank God.
Did we see that coming? We kind of discussed it in the last video, and it was early days for him to be out of the picture so soon.
Yeah, and I speculated that he might be coming back as a villain, maybe thanks to the Anti-Monitor and the way they handled it in this episode that doesn't necessarily work against that theory.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm glad he's back. And Barry, as I thought, had a lot to say about it. And it's interesting how reckless Barry can get when things are out of his control. And we've seen him do that with time travel in the past. And so the fact that he was like, so this Lazarus pit, where is it? Let's go. Let's do it. Without questioning the consequences makes me wonder if Barry is going to make other hasty decisions.
That's on brand for him, let's be honest. When does he not make hasty decisions without thinking about the consequences and messing up timelines and all that good stuff? It's great. It's fine. Lauren, I know that you're a fan of the Lazarus pit kind of aspect of it. Why don't you tell us a little bit about why that resonated so much?
Just watching it, I was so emotional, especially as Mia and Sarah were holding hands when Constantine was doing the enchantment, because Laurel and Oliver were holding hands when Constantine did the enchantment over Sarah, when they were trying to get her soul back. And so I know that this Crisis is a crossover of all these different shows, but it is saying goodbye to Arrow. Yeah. And I feel like the writers know that, and they're weaving in kind of reflections of things that the show has done in the past. And so to know that Sarah was dead for a significantly long time, that she dealt with her bloodlust, that she has come back even stronger than she was previously, to see her kind of put herself in Oliver's shoes and Laurel's shoes to say, you know what, they brought me back, it's time to bring Oliver back. It's nice to see people coming to Oliver's rescue. It's nice to see people kind of, doing unconventional things, because he's been doing that for so long. But the bloodlust issue could give us villain Ollie for a while, which could be interesting.
Yeah. What is your theory for how Oliver will tie into the remaining episodes, given where we leave him in this episode?
I actually wonder if they'll get to the point where they try to bring his soul back and he just doesn't want to come back. Like, his entire story has been about pursuing this mission and trying to find some sort of peace at the end. And maybe now that he's finally dead, he's found that peace and he doesn't want to give it up.
Yeah, good point. He deserves a rest.
Hopefully, like Sarah, he comes back stronger.
We also saw the return of Tom Welling, which I know fans have been very hyped about since the Crisis was announced. How did you guys feel about that return and kind of how they handled that iteration of Clark?
I mean, obviously it wasn't that important from a story perspective because he didn't decide to join them, but as basically an epilogue to Smallville, I thought it was handled really well. And Tom Welling's always kind of had a weird relationship with Smallville, where he's wanted to sort of move beyond the show, leave that behind, and this was a way to bring him back, but let him kind of close the door on that period of his life and give his character a happy ending. So I thought that was handled really well.
Yeah. What about you, Lauren?
Yeah, I thought it was beautiful because everyone wants to see Tom Welling in the suit. Mm-hmm. And it would be great to see Tom Welling in the suit. But Mark Guggenheim did say in the Q&A that this is the way that they wanted to write Tom's return. And Tom said, this is the way I want to come back. I don't think he wanted to be this kind of heroic version of Clark Kent. He was always the farm boy. He was always that person. And the fact that we got to see that, I think, was a really nice, kiss of nostalgia for Smallville fans, and to thank them for setting up kind of the superhero universe on the CW. Yeah.
And kind of not taking away anything from seeing the other Supermen in the episode. Maybe it would have taken away from Brandon Routh getting back in the suit to also have Tom Welling in it. I mean, it would have been a cool moment, but...
Yeah, as much as I would have liked to see 3 Supermen on the screen at once, I don't think there was really a story reason to do that.
Right. It just becomes too much chaotic, super suit punching without knowing who's who, I guess. So yeah, I can see why they did it. We also got the live-action debut of Kevin Conroy as Batman, and as a Batman the Animated Series super fan, that was the most exciting thing to me when it was announced. So what did you guys think of it?
I was really happy with it. I thought it was kind of clever how they pulled from 2 different sources of inspiration. He's part Kingdom Come Batman because of the exoskeleton, but also part Batman Beyond because he's old and embittered and all that. But then you find out just how dark and twisted and evil he's become with age and with all of his failures. So treating him as more a tragic figure and an antagonist rather than a new ally to this team, I thought that was an interesting direction to take it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they really set him up as a foil for Batwoman. And this is a Batwoman episode. We did get some really good scenes with her and Kara, and her and this Bruce. And obviously he's not her Bruce, but he looks, looks similar enough. And, she is very taken by him and what he has to say. And I think for this being a Batwoman episode, she's trying to live up to her Bruce. And now she's seeing this future Bruce that did not make good choices. And I feel like whether we see that play out specifically in the Crisis or just in her season moving forward, she's going to remember that line about, lest you fight monsters, lest you become a monster. And so I think that's a challenge for every superhero. And I think we've seen Oliver deal with that the most. And even Barry in the last episode of his weird dark Flash moment. But just that struggle to kind of have to do hard things, but not becoming hard yourself. I think we're going to see her struggle with that and hopefully learn from, his mistakes.
Yeah. And what about that kryptonite, though?
Cheeky.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that plays out. It's a good lingering question going into episode 3. I dig it. So those were our favorite moments from part 2 of Crisis on Infinite Earths. Please share your reactions and theories in the comments. And for more Crisis coverage, check out Jesse's part 2 review and refresh your memory of how we ended up here with our Road to the Crisis Explainer video. Thanks for watching.